Okay, while I'm steaming some engines up here today, I thought I might go through some of the bits and bobs on these shelves. On this shelf here we can see mostly flatbed Mamod SEs, apart from obviously the late 1978 MM2 with the sight glass. In front we can see an SE2 dating from about 1948. It's the only time that this combination of wheel and engine frame could be found, and it's driving tools of that period with brass flywheels, purportedly borrowed, let's say, from the Mersey company. Next to it we have a 1946 SE1, the later version with the local chimney on it. Behind it you can see a 1946 SE1 with a base mounted chimney. Again, that one's driving some brass tools, though it's a little bit those are a little bit too meaty for it to drive. At the back is a curiosity. That's an SE1 but with an SE2 engine frame, identical almost to the SE2 in front, except the boiler is a bit smaller and it has a lack of whistle. That's driving some cast iron tools of the period. There's got a grinder as well as a polisher, cast iron frames on those. By the way, all the brass ones have cast iron frames too. On the top shelf we have an MEC1, but that's ultimately going to go in a boat with driving twin screws. You can see the output takeoffs on the back. Line shaft box from about the 50s. It's got a Minch line shaft inside, never used. Then we have a couple SE3 boxes. This is a Griffin and George box, and this is a box from the very late 50s. It's essentially a very early SE3. So we've got an SE3 from about 57, a Griffin and George SE3. Behind it we can see an SE3 about 69 with a push button whistle and screw on cranks. Coming down to the middle of the shelf we have raised base SE1s and 2s. At the back there we have an SE2 from about 58, transitional, with a whip type lamp but newer style firebox, and also we have the SE1 version of it down there. Behind it an SE1 from about 58 with the new vaporizing lamp. That's got a brass lamp on it, wire band on the boiler. At the back a 1954 SE1 complete with box, and another 1954 SE1 in front of it, which has been completely restored. And then we have an SE2 similar to the one I've steamed earlier from about 65 with an earlier lamp, wire band on the boiler, and obviously different paintwork on the engine frame. So those are all the SEs. And then we come down to the next shelf and we have an MF twin at the back next to a 1949 MM1 rather, complete with its box. In front we have an SE1A from 1978, mint in box, never steamed. One just went for about 90 odd quid on eBay, I seem to remember. That was an earlier one with a meth lamp. In front of it we have a 1954 SE2 complete with long armed whistle and a complete set of tools it's driving. Behind that we have an SE4 driving a brass wheeled workshop. That SE4 has the odd combination of the darker colours, which supposedly were meant to be for hobbies, but if I'm reliably informed it was a case of get it out the door, so it became a hobbies or a Mamod depending on the decal that was slapped on it. That was towards the end, on the run up towards the war, not in the case obviously when it first started. So that's some various sort of goodies on that shelf. Come down below we have something a little bit different. We have a D14 and a D455 from Waleska behind. We have then a 1954 MM1 driving a couple of tools and a period line shaft. In front of that we have a 1953 MM2 with a flat base, complete with line shaft of the period and a curious sort of hobby stroke Mamod polisher with a flat base. Next to that we have an SE2A from 78 that has a sight glass on the end, and then next to that we have an SE1 from about 65. Not the most sought after of engines, but it is rather nice. steams well, and it's sort of appreciating in value for those collectors that know their stuff. And then below that we have an SE3 from 1978. Again, this is a sight glass version, so not particularly common at all. And also we have then an SR1A, which is near mint in box. That one will stay in that box. As a reminder how I remembered my first Mamod engine from the 1973 period. So there you have it, just a quick sort of squint around at a few SEs and some other oddities. And say most of them get steamed from time to time. There's some that won't get steamed at all, but like say the Mamod engines of the late 50s, early 60s are, in my view, starting to appreciate in value. So I've just probably gone and made sure that I've upped all the prices that are on eBay now. So grab them while you can. Hope you've enjoyed this short little video.